It's just not awkward. How many of you guys wouldn't mind working at a restaurant? Now, when I mean a restaurant, I mean like actually like being behind the scenes, not flipping burgers or fries or anything like that. What about dishwasher? No.
Like management.
Not that.
I think it would be good.
It might be nice, but just stressful as bull crap.
But at least you know how to cook.
It's stressful. Very.
No, behind the scenes.
I love
Have you guys ever? Have any of you guys ever worked in restaurants?
I don't know work there.
Restaurants.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I don't
What
know.
about retail?
Yes.
Ow, me.
I hate retail.
You could technically say I work in a restaurant. Hey, you work in a
You had a job.
Just click on the.
Are you making me hungry?
Want good food? Ours is made to order. Sure, it takes time, but we like to do things the right way. It takes a lot of hard work to be the best. The premium meats, the finest ingredients, and just the right amount of time. But you knew this, didn't you? Well, it's more than just hot dogs.
Now, believe it or not, that's the same restaurant that went under in 4 months. Now, I know that commercial was really professional because we got that commercial because in 2014 or 13, we won Best of the Bay. So when you win Best of the Bay, they basically give you a commercial and they run it through Bright House, a local station. So my last speech was about how the restaurant went under because of terrible customer service. And there was a lot of other things as to why that restaurant didn't work, but for the most part it was the customer service. Now I told you guys that I made a customer service handbook that we obviously didn't use, but I was extremely confident that if we did, we wouldn't be in the situation we were a couple of years ago. So basically what I'm here for is, I got a call about a couple of weeks ago that they want to reopen the restaurant. Now it's not going to be the same owners, it's going to be the owner's actually going to be the manager that used to manage the place, and I was number 2 guy. So basically we have a project on our hands of trying to reopening this restaurant again. So I need help. I need to find somebody. It's my responsibility at this point to find somebody that can help me. Okay, I have a job that I'm doing as well on the side, and I'm trying to make this my priority, but I can't until I finish what I started a couple months ago, which is just another thing. So I asked a question as to why some of you guys have worked in restaurants and in retail. It all has to do with customer service and as well as a service business. So my graph right here shows this is where we would fall under. Some college or associate's degree. For the most part, we don't have an associate's degree, but we do have some college, which does put us at a better advantage than people that don't have any college experience. So this is a graph that shows how much these people have made that had some college, but take off about $7,000, and just remember that this is the number of people that are 25 and older. So somebody from our age would make about less than $30,000 a year. Minus taxes, you're looking at about $22,000, $23,000 a year is the average of what we make for the most part. So this is my proposal. Believe it or not, the starting wage for this job is $35,000 a year, and it's salary. Okay, so it's not hourly, it's salary. And I think it's a good opportunity, in my opinion, for people to learn business. Business is everywhere. You can with doing this, you can gain experience with making good decisions, wise and good and risky. I don't believe there's a risky decision. I think it's just a calculated risk that people will go through. So it's a risky decision, I don't think so, but those are the kind of things you learn. You build character. You build the way, a certain work ethic, in my opinion. So, like I said, a $35,000 starting wage. Now, that gives you the advantage of working with us, and maybe one day we'll open a second one, or a third, or you branch off. You never know. The life expectancy of a new restaurant is about 6 months, and that's not very long. And that's because for the most part, those restaurants are mismanaged really bad. So how are we gonna do this and what are we gonna do, okay? So I have 3 steps as to what I wanna do, and those are just the first 3 steps, because obviously there's more to that, but this is just the beginning. My goal is for the first step, explore the restaurants. Let's go to the restaurants. Let's experience the restaurants. Let's see what we like, what we don't like. We can take notes as to maybe see what restaurants do that make them unique and set them apart from other restaurants. And what can we get out of it? I don't know about you, but I think for the most part, people that work in restaurants tend to critic a lot of restaurants. I would do this differently. I would do this. I would do that. And that's a perfect example of observing and taking notes to make our restaurant 10 times better. So our second step would be take the experience from what we learned. You can just go back and stand. And then take the experience of what we learned from traveling to different restaurants and see what we can do. What can we do to make ourselves better and to basically rewrite our past. My second step is called rewriting the past. And that's because, like I said, when we went under, it was because of bad customer service. We were on North Dale Meru, which is a Carrollwood community. That's a really strong community. A lot of people know each other. The word of mouth spreads really quick. So, you know, and we got a bad reputation from a lot of people. And we're trying to change that because, well, actually, we're trying to change the name. I think the name's ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't like the name to begin with, so it'll be different, but it'll be the same concept and stuff like that. And then the third step would be, we'll make an official handbook. Obviously, we already have the customer service aspect in mind already, so we would just basically, how would we run the restaurant? And, you know, me and whoever, you know, if you guys like, we set the tone for the entire project from start to finish. So, you know, we'll write a handbook and then we'll have people to work for us. I usually like to say work with us. I don't like people working for me because I feel like we should be on the same plane level. And, you know, so for the most part, like I said, we've set the tone for the entire project. Now, this is a business plan, which eventually every business needs a business plan. And you have your innovation, your success, your people, your strategy, your finance, teamwork, and those are all things you learn. If you look at this graph right here, for example, marketing. We see marketing everywhere. It's commercials, it's advertising, it's all that stuff. Innovation and marketing, I think, go one-on-one. You learn teamwork and strategy. You know, these are things that, you know, and I know this is a restaurant, but it's still a small business that you can learn a lot from. And, you know, like when I said earlier, making decisions and finding solutions and working in organization, you know, inspire people with ideas. Those are just things that I think in any job will help you, you know what I mean? So before I finish, I'll tell you my experience. Let me go to the next slide. So Steve Lanza is part owner of Chicho's Restaurant Group. If anybody lives in South Tampa, you probably know either The Lodge, Daily Eats, any of those restaurants. They own that restaurant. So right after I left Twins, when they went down under, my old manager was friends with Steve Lanza. And Steve came up to me and asked me if I wanted to help him open up a restaurant. Basically, he would teach me the steps and, you know, mentor me. I said no because at the time I was 18 and I was scared. I was scared to make a risky decision. Little did I know that that same restaurant he wanted to open was Fresh Kitchen, that now has a second location that opened in November. That's gonna go down as one of my top 5 regrets for the rest of my life because he opened 2 restaurants within a span of a year, and I said no. So just think about stuff like that, you know, take the risk and you never know what may happen. So, does anybody have any questions?